Hi, this is Ben Lyons, and I am the husband of Kara Lyons from the Wicked Roar Lulabro team. And I'm joined presently by Al Charles, who is Thea Charles's husband, and Andre Kazachka, who looks like Andre just joined.
Hey, how's it going?
The going is Chelsea Kazachka's husband. So. We wanted to welcome you. So really what we wanted to do is just kind of give you an understanding of how we've been able to support our spouses in their endeavors with Lulabro, and kind of the story of how we got ourselves involved. So late in the summer, early fall in 2014, Kara had been following Lulabro on Instagram, and she saw these great skirts and other outfits that she thought were really, really cool, and she just couldn't get enough of following this, and was like, what is this hashtag Lulabro? I have no idea what this is. At the time, the company was maybe 500 consultants total, really had not taken off. There was nobody up here in the Northeast at all, and Kara had started, making some inroads, just finding out a little bit more about Lulabro and what it was all about. And we come to find that there was this great business opportunity where you could be a independent fashion consultant. So they told us how much it was, and the two of us were like, okay, do we really want to dive in and go and spend this money and sell this clothing? No one's even heard of these people around here. We would be the first to dive in all of New England. But we tossed the idea around enough, and we said, you know what? There are people who go and start businesses every single day. There's people who drop $250,000 to go and open a restaurant, and they hire tons of people to work there, and they have all this overhead, and 6 months later, they're out their 250 grand and the restaurant's closed. So we said, all right, you know what? If it's $5,000 or $6,000, at the very least, we're going to have all this great inventory that we'll be able to sell if it's something that we don't think is going to take off. So we bit the bullet. We went for it. Kara was the first in all of New England, and it was at the beginning. We spent some time being able to build up our inventory and investing back into the business. So she always had a good selection of her clothes, and Kara had joined this business essentially as a hobby. We thought that this was going to be something where she'd be able to do it on the side. She'd be able to make a little extra pocket change. She never thought that anybody was going to want to join under her and also pay $6,000 to go and join this crazy business with clothes. And honestly, everything about Lulabro is completely overwhelmed us and is exceeded any expectations that we ever had. I love seeing Kara run her business. I love seeing her become a leader, be able to develop those professional leadership skills, be able to empower other women to be successful and run their businesses. And it's really amazing to see where we've come. Like I said, when Kara joined the company, there were no more than 500 consultants. Now there's 10,000 with 8,000 in the queue. So we got in at a really great time, and two of the people that joined within 6 months or so, I think, after Kara and I started, were Thea and Andre. So sorry, Thea and Chelsea. So Al, did you want to talk a little bit about Thea's experience when she kind of first dived in? And hold on, one other thing I wanted to just say is that for those of you who have joined us, first of all, thank you for coming and welcome. There is a chat button, and if you have any questions for myself, Andre or Al, feel free to type them there, and we will get to them throughout the webinar.
Yeah, sure. We started out last year. This time around last year. Pretty much it started off with Thea going to a pop-up. Kara was the Lulabro consultant, and what ended up happening is she bought probably like almost $200 worth of clothes. She came back home and she was gushing over, this is great. This is, it was really easy. She liked doing it. The clothes were cool, and she was just kind of trying on. I was like, how does this look? And it was like, okay, cool. You know, she was happy. And before that, we were talking about things that she could do to make extra income. Because 2 kids in daycare is no joke. As you guys that may have kids or paying daycare all probably know. So we were looking at, what could we do? Could we do, Sally Mae? Could we do, not Sally Mae, Mary Kay? Could we do Avon? Whatever the case may be. And she didn't really like those, but with Lulabro, she just fell in love. She was, like I said, gushing over it. So it happened to be this time last year, and it was tax time. So I was like, okay, we have the tax money. Let's try to put it in there, and put the deposit on the clothes, and kind of start up this business. She talked to Kara really around what was going on, and after just kind of getting past the can we do this stage, we just said, okay, let's do this. So we jumped into this, and at first it was more Thea doing everything, and I was just kind of there to support. We had our first parties, and it was like, all right, we had a couple sales, and she kind of got disappointed because it started off slow, and after seeing Kara and her sale, where she sold a bunch, it was just like, why can't I sell that much? So for the first, I'd say, month, 2 months, we just really spent the time or doing what we needed to do to gain our customer base. I was there as a kind of a shoulder to cry on, and kind of a cheerleader, whereas for me, it was just like, as long as we're doing better than the last pop-up, that's all that mattered.
Sure.
Versus hitting the ground running and selling 100 pieces per party. So as we plugged along, week over week, pop-up over pop-up, it went from 5 sales, items sold, to 10 items sold, to 20 items sold, and each one got better and better, and to the point where people are just coming to us and asking for parties, which made it easy because we didn't really have to ask anybody, do you want a party? The good side about that is I was seeing the money grow. Each month we made more money than we did the previous month. So it was like, okay, this is working. And I would say after the maybe second month in, all the money that we put into it came in from all the sales that we made. So really, we weren't putting any out-of-pocket costs. It was based off leggings, skirts that were sold, and really, that's what we used to buy more stuff.
So you're always investing back in the business.
Yeah, exactly. And that was where our goal was really, let's get the business going first before we pay ourselves, and then go from there. So we did that, and I mean, we were making, first couple months it was like 3,000 in sales. By the end of the year, in December, we had 12,000 in sales. So that was a huge win for us.
Awesome.
I think we ended up last year doing, let me see, hold on, I got it right here in front of me, a total of about 49,000 in sales. And
wow.
For this year, we're doing 36. So
we're 3 months in.
9 months, and compared to 3 months in,
yeah.
I mean, it's like night and day. So I definitely see the money coming in.
Sure.
It's funny because when we first started, as you guys know, that the whole 33 piece to re-up your inventory, Thea was like, can I do this? Can I do this? And she's like, really, like, how can I get 33 pieces? And now she like dropped 80 pieces without even batting an eye. And so it's like it's crazy.
Right.
So, as you said, the growth and the change in her and the confidence, it's just like it's night and day from this time last year when we first started out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Andre, I imagine you want to share a little bit about how Chelsea got herself involved. And I think Chelsea started, what, May of last year?
Yeah, April, May last year. So, yeah, I was just talking to her about it. And, she went to her first pop-up. I think it was Kara's pop-up back in the fall of 2014, and
Her first pop up ever, I remember.
yeah, yeah. So she came home. She was like, "Oh, look at these pair of leggings I bought." I'm like, "All right, that's okay, that's fine." She didn't really mention the business opportunity until maybe a couple days later. And when something gets into my wife's head, it's like she'll just constantly talk about it. And she was watching Kara and seeing how well Kara was doing, and she was just talking to me about this. And I was like, from the get-go, I was like, honey, if this is something you want to do, just do it. But she's a little more risk adverse than me. She was concerned about the initial investment. My background, like my dad started a small business, so I was kind of always around that. So I kept telling her, like, listen, if this is something that you want to do, just do it. And the money is, you do have to put up, 5,000-6,000. But I always told her, like, listen, if it doesn't go well, kind of like what you were saying, Ben. If anything, worst case, you just return it all, and you lose 15% or whatever.
Right.
So,
or you have disclosed that you can just, you have $5,000 of clothes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's worst case, right? So I kept telling her, just do it, just do it. And then finally, she bit the bullet, and I remember, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great for her. She's going to start her business, and I remember our conversations early on about, like, I kept telling her, wow, this is your business, this is your business. And then, after several months, where I'm helping a lot of the guys help. I'm doing all the shipping, taking a lot of the pictures. She's like, you know what, this is our business. So that was that kind of a change for me when she first started it. I didn't realize how much time I'd be putting in. But honestly, it's time well spent. Like Al was saying, you see how much money is coming in, and you can see the change in your wife, how much she enjoys it. Yeah, and I remember early sales on Facebook. I remember doing our first Facebook sale, and we kind of made a goal, sell 20 items, and we'd be happy. And then we sold at 30, so we're ecstatic. Next sale, we're like, okay, let's see if we can sell 50, and that kept on growing, and it was awesome. So we just kept on giving us small goals like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity. I see how much this company has changed people's lives. You see people quitting their job, and to do this, and you can see how much people love it. I can see how much the customers love the product, and I can see how much Chelsea loves doing it. Yeah, that's kind of our little short story of how she got started.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I think one of the things that I might want to add is that, Kara said that, and she's told me this before, and I've heard her say it before in other webinars, that, it's almost like she didn't have to go and hit the streets and be saying, hey, I've got this business, I want you to join. What can I get you to join? The business sells itself, and I think so much of that is in making sure that you have the right balance of doing the online and the in-person. When you go to an in-person pop-up, someone sees someone like Chelsea or Thea or Kara who are, leading this pop-up and helping women find a beautiful skirt or shirt or pair of leggings or something that makes them feel good about themselves and beautiful, and seeing the smile on their face. People see, their hostess is someone who's having fun and, interacting and being consultative and making other people happy and, being a leader. And women want that. Women want that, and I think that's fantastic. I wish my job in sales was that easy, but it's not. But I think that there's still a tremendous opportunity here. I mean, the way that I look at it is, I've been on some of the other calls with all of Lulabro, and there's all people saying, oh, well, there's 10 consultants in my town of 15,000 people, and there's 100 consultants within a 20-mile radius of where I live. We're getting oversaturated. There's too many people out there, and I say that's nonsense. We're still such at the ground floor level of where this company is going to be. There's 10,000 right now, and there's almost that equivalent amount that want to be in the queue. those people are all going to grow teams the same way that our wives all have. Art McCracken, who is the COO, said, until you go to Walmart or Target and you see that 80% of the women there are all wearing Lularoe, we're not oversaturated at all. So we've got a long, 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 long way to go before we would ever be in one of those situations. I think it's a great place to be. Andre, the other thing you mentioned too, and Al, I know that when Thea talks about the business, she talks a lot about it being our business, and Thea and Al running this together, and Andre's alluded to that as well. I always thought that I was kind of just doing my part by being that shoulder to cry on, or that's okay, honey, you'll have a better sale next time, or whatnot, and then. I'm sure all three of us have been up very, very late nights, doing the shipping and going to the post office in the morning and, having the people say, what the hell is all this stuff that you're dumping here for me to scan? But, it really is. I mean, I look at this as being a family business, and I look at it as being something that's life-changing because the two of us working together and hustling and, being able to make it and being able to, help the other person where the other one is just at their wits' end or completely spent. We're making a better life for our children and for ourselves, and that's what it's all about. It's about a partnership, and it's about supporting your significant other and realizing the unbelievable income opportunity. Kara, for many years, she was not the one who was the breadwinner in the house. She left her job after her job that she was unfulfilled at as a chemical engineer when we had our daughter, who's 3 now, and she was doing some stuff on the side, doing some food blogging and some other freelance writing, but never anything that thank you, honey. Never anything that was making a ton of money. So the fact that the coin has really been flipped now with the opportunity we have with Lularoe is really amazing. So
yeah, and then you made a good point about the and how it sells itself. I mean, any other direct sales that women do, once again, Avon, Mary Kay, jewelry, you kind of have a smaller customer base because you have to find those people that actually want that. Whereas with Lularoe, it's clothes. I mean, what woman doesn't go out and go shopping multiple times a month? I mean, Thea, she's not a makeup person, so if we sold makeup or if she had a makeup person, she'd go to her maybe once every 6 months, a year maybe. With Lularoe, it's just like it's clothes. You wear it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna need a new outfit for another event, and people just come back. So it's not like something where you just buy it once and you're good. We have repeat customers that come and shop with us every single Monday, religiously. Sure. And I mean, I think it's easy to sell. And then the same thing to the point that you mentioned about the whole saturation. I completely agree with you that we're not saturated because with the diversity of clothes, no two consultants really has the exact same inventory.
Exactly.
So I mean, we have our teammate Megan. She lives in Franklin, and I mean, 5 minutes down the road, completely different customer base, and we're not eating each other. We're not directly competing, and even if we do have a customer that wants something, we can send them to Megan and vice versa, and we still both profit. So, I mean, it's worked out great. Whereas, like something like the others, everybody has the exact same thing. So it's not really about the product; it's about the person, and it's hard to sell at that point.
That's true. And like to that same point of what you're saying about some of these other parties. So Kara had done direct sales once before with Origami Owl, which was like custom lockets and other kinds of costume jewelry, And she did very well in 2014 doing that. I mean, she made, I want to say, maybe like, $25,000 or something. But that's probably at your max capacity. You know, a woman has so many pieces of costume jewelry. That's kind of it. Clothes, different story. And you're dead on about you have Megan Krasner, who's right down the street. Someone decides that they like the fit of how the Nicole looks on them. Megan may have 10 other Nicoles in that person's size of patterns that Thea's never seen before and may never see before. So, it always keeps it fresh because every consultant, if one of our customers went over and shopped at Chelsea's house, it would be a completely different experience than it would be if they were here, because no two consultants are ever going to have anywhere near the same stuff, which is really the huge differentiator of Lulabro. Something else that I wanted to touch on that Kara had put some numbers together on, and I thought this was important, is I know that there's always a lot of questions out there about what can I do to start making my money back. First and foremost, I have to say, and I know you guys agree with me here, that you can't just be selling that initial inventory down and whittling it down to nothing. You have to be, in the early on, investing back in what you sell. If you go and sell 30 pieces, you need to be investing in 30 to 50 new pieces to keep what you have on the racks full.
Yeah, that's the number one advice I give to our new consultants. You take whatever money you have, just invest it back in inventory, because that helps the business so much.
Because think about this: like, if I go to a store, if I go say I go shopping at Banana Republic, and they have a rack, and there's like 2 shirts on that rack, and it just is empty and sparse. Hey, that shirt right there might be the right one for me, but I feel like I'm probably less likely to buy it because there's no selection, there's no breadth of offering there. So the more inventory you have, the more you're going to sell. So the average profit on a Lulabro item is $23, and yes, that's also counting in the $10 or $12 profit that you make, or I guess it's 15 now on the leggings. So that equates to about a 55% profit margin. So she equated this: if you were selling 25 items a week, that would give you $2,300 in profit in a month and $28,000 in profit for a year. If you're selling 50 items a week, it gives you $4,600 in monthly profit and $56,000 in profit a year. If you're selling 100 items a week, that's $9,300 monthly and $112,000 in profit a year. Now, fellas, I know you guys can back me up on this. 400 pieces a month is very, very, very attainable in this business. I mean, Andre, Chelsea has sales where she does online, 300 pieces in one pop.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, we had a sale. We had a sale on Monday evening where we had 200 pieces that sold. So, I mean, these numbers are very, very, very attainable. These are not stretches by any imagination. So, just about anybody out there can do it. So.
Yeah, I think one thing to add about that, at the beginning, it's a slow build, in my opinion, because, I mean, you really have to build your customer base, but once you build that base, people know you really get that back and really fast. Like I said, we started off slow last year, and our last month was more than our first 3 months in sales, even 4 months in sales. So it's one of those things that you just can't expect it to be like right off the bat, first month you're doing 10,000 in sales, unless you're hustling and having those parties back to back.
Right. Not to say that there haven't been people who've said they've made their money back, and
Oh yeah, no.
3 days or whatever.
Yeah,
But
we actually have somebody on our team that did that as well, and like her party was huge, and she was able to make it back right away. But she did it the right way, and she kind of built that hype. So, but she put that effort into it. So it comes down to what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it, and then some.
absolutely.
I mean, even though it's easy to sell the clothes, and it pretty much sells itself. If you don't advertise right, if you don't present right, it's not going to just be that overnight.
Right. No. Spot on. So, Andre, do you have anything to add on that too?
No, just this is one of the few things that I've done, working wise, where I feel like every hour or whatever that I put into this business, I get it right back. And definitely with even just watching the bank account grow, it's an awesome feeling,
Sure. Totally. So, for those of you who had joined late, I want to remind you that there is a chat button that is enabled. So, if you have any questions that you want to ask myself, Al, or Andre about anything related to the business, feel free to go ahead and do that. But yeah, I mean, so I think in short, guys, I mean, you want to make sure you're doing whatever you possibly can to support your wives in this business. I mean, Andre here, he saw how challenging it was when Chelsea was pulling orders to keep track of who is claimed what, and in his computer smarts that he has, was able to put together a nice little program that makes it awful easy for us to be able to pull all of that stuff together. And I think he's been able to help us tremendously. I think we'd be lost without it, and I think many other consultants would probably agree. But what what I think is important is that wherever there's a potential pain point, I'm not saying we all have to be computer programmers like Andre here, but help your spouses in the areas that are difficult. I mean, I do a fair amount of the printing of all the shipping labels and packaging things. I know how to do the invoicing. I know how to place orders if I need to. I've run checkout when we've had some of our bigger sales here before. In fact, I sat with an iPad for an hour and a half and did nothing but place orders. And Audrey logged out on me about 15 times. But at any rate, yeah, every consultant is going to have different needs and things of areas that they need to be helped in to be successful in their business. Whether it's emotional support, whether it's physical support, whatever it is, be that for your spouse, because this is a tremendous opportunity. And I know those who have been in it for some time will 100% agree with me. And I'm so thankful that we took the plunge when we did. And there are so many people who are going to be able to join this business, and I feel be able to ramp up even faster than we've been able to. So, so does anybody have any questions at all for anyone? It's been a quiet group. Anybody chatting? Anybody typing anything on that chat? One other thing that I wanted to make mention of is Lulabro is the ultimate family company, and that's one of the biggest things that was a takeaway for me when we went to the coaches retreat. Kara was one of the first 25 coaches in the company back in December. Was that Mark and Deanne have your back, and they run this as a family business. I mean, goodness, all the clothing is named after their kids and cousins and grandkids and whatnot, and they're all involved in some facet of the business. They legitimately care about every single one of their consultants. They want them to be successful. We had the opportunity to meet with Deanne, personally, and Mark, and some of the other leaders in the company. And I mean, they're emotional wrecks about how they've changed so many people's lives for the better. And they're truly wonderful people with big hearts and tons of generosity. And I love being part of their family, and everyone who's in the Lulabro family is is um, is part of their family. And we have a question that came in here. Are any of you active in the Facebook groups or more behind the scenes? I actually say that I play a pretty active role in the Facebook groups. I like to when we have a good sale, I'm encouraging the women to pay their invoices on time so they can get their beautiful Lulabro goods, and I'll take a picture of the bag of stuff that I'm going to be lugging over to the post office, or that I've jammed full of all the Lulaloot to create some hype around that. And I think that that is important because it shows okay, you have this husband and wife team that's working this business together and having fun doing it and being successful, and I think that resonates extremely well. You guys answer as well, but
Yeah. So for the enemy, at the beginning, I was strictly behind the scenes. I figured it was for business. I didn't want to be anywhere in the face of it. I mean, I was in the groups. He made me admin and whatnot, so I could see what was going on. But it was just more of I was the fly in the room watching and seeing what's happening. And if she needed me, I'd kind of, help out. Or if somebody asked her a question, she didn't see it, like, hey, Thea, there's a question, and she'd go answer it and whatnot. This year, I've been more out there. Because at this point, I mean, it's not realistic for one person to kind of be there and everywhere, and plus I wanted to get my credit too. So I post if I had it sent out invoices or whatever. Hey, invoices are sent out just like you do, Ben. And then if there were questions, I'd then just tag her versus doing it, in person.
Sure.
So people kind of see that there is a team going. But it's still kind of her running the show, and I'm kind of the jack of all trades. You tell me what you need, and I'll do what I can.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm probably more of the background. I mean, definitely during the Facebook sales, I'll try to monitor and see if there's a question that Chelsea hasn't gotten to. I'll jump in and answer as best as I can. Though Chelsea did take a picture of me with leggings on and did post it on the page, so I did agree to do that.
I got a picture of me and the Randy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Chelsea's specialty. I think she's good with interacting with the customers. I'm more like the background. I can, like Al was saying, like jack of all trades. I'll do whatever, that kind of thing.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I don't see any other questions, and let's see. Hold on. Well, yeah. I mean, if there's no other questions that anybody has. I just so we just got another question that came in. Can I ask how much you all are averaging per month in sales profit and bonuses? Okay. So let's see. On an average month, at least this year, I think we've had probably our sales, I'm going to say around 20,000 per month. So the profit, anywhere between 10 and 11 grand. And then with the bonuses, you know, we didn't really even talk about that much, but Kara has, you know, under her 28 directs and I think close to 200 and change in her entire team here, and you know, bonus structure might be a conversation for a different day, but her bonus check for this past month was $23,000. So not too shabby.
Not too bad at all.
No. Fellas?
Yeah, so for us this year, I'd say for sales, averaging a little over 12,000 a month. Definitely striving to get on that cruise for January of next year. So that's where we're pushing to making sure we hit that number. As for the bonus, our team is a lot smaller than Kara's, but we definitely got some driven folks that definitely are hitting their numbers. So we're at like 4,000 a month for bonus, and each month this year it's been more and more, and our team's grown each month. So it's a nice addition.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. You know, but you know, to your point there though, you know, her check was 23,000 for this past month. She got her first bonus check 1 year ago. It was like $400. So, you know, it can absolutely grow. You know, as you grow your team. So yeah.
And yeah, for sales, to be honest, I don't know. I know we did you know, like Ben was saying, we had a sale last week. We sold 350 pieces or so. But
you guys do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we actually kind of had a stretch goal. We haven't really told anybody about this, but we had a stretch goal this year that based on the money that we make with Lulabro, we want to pay off the house. So that kind of just gives you an idea of, you know, what the earning potential is. Chelsea's bonus check, she actually broke 10,000. She was at 11,000 for her bonus check this month. So that's
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome to see.
That's fantastic.
And the thing about this, right? Even if without the bonus, you still make a lot of money. Which the bonus is like the cherry on top. I mean, it's just for all the work that you've done to attract people to join your team, to build your people under you so that they know what to do and how to sell and how to be successful. So it's nice, but it's all because of the work that you've done and kind of set up that foundation for others.
The other thing too about the bonus structure is that you're not actually paid on infinite levels. You know, you're paid based on, I want to say it's like, let's say 4 levels down or something like that. So I mean, you know, you still get paid on you know, plenty of people that are below you, but it's not unattainable for you to, you know, be able to make crazy amounts within your bonus structure. Yes, Kara?
It's based on lines of leadership, but sort of stops where there's other leaders below you. But you want those people to be leaders.
Right. Yes. What she said. So, but you know, what I'm saying is, you know, it's not like you know, Amway or something like that, where, you know, there's 5 people at the top of the company that are making money and nobody else is making anything, but they're all making money for those 5 people. There's plenty of opportunity for, you know, for you to not be the top person in the company and to be making, you know, a very, very, very good living. So I'm very excited to see what's to come with Lulabro. Can we answer any other questions? Anybody else have questions? Questions have been good so far. Well, if there's not anything further, then Andre and Al, did you guys have anything that you wanted to mention in closing?
I'm going to say the most important thing is don't be afraid to spend the money when you first start. because I think that's the hardest part. I mean, you drop the initial inventory, $5,000-$6,000, and then you have your first party, and if you do it right, you have the people, you have the buzz. It could be a huge sale, and you get 100, 200 pieces easily, and it's easy to throw that money back into it and get more stuff. But if you have that, 5-piece initial sale, 10-piece initial sale, don't be afraid to buy more stuff, because the more you have, the more you sell, and then the more customers see other people buying it, then they're like, well, I want to buy it too because that person bought it. So you have to have the stuff. So if you don't buy it when you first start, you're shooting yourself in the foot, or you're gonna slow your growth potential when you first start. So
I agree.
Yeah, I'll definitely second the definitely take that money that you earn and put it back into your inventory, put it back into your business, and then you'll hit some sort of inflection point where it's where the stuff you sell you could spend on new inventory. But another thing I would mention is help your wives. When you work as a team, you can do so much more. So there's a tremendous opportunity. So definitely help each other. You both have strengths, and you can help each other out. And also I'll plug my website might as well. So it's it's whatdidisell.com. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, or any other questions regarding the business. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, is there a bonus for signing somebody up? Yes, you get somebody on your team.
yeah,
there's no bonus for signing somebody up. There's no monetary kicker or anything. But I mean, when that person places their initial order, you will get paid on what they order, but there's no bonus associated with it.
Yeah, and Ben, just to add, it's either if you have to order 150 pieces or 175 pieces, and then you get 5% on what they ordered. So, I mean, right off the bat, if you get somebody, I mean, at a we'll say a $5,000 initial order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get
like
$250
something in your commission.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, if there's no other questions, then I really appreciate everyone joining. I'm Ben Lyons, and you can certainly even on just one person.
Yeah.
Yes, even on just one person. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And I think that's the cool part about this company. Whereas I think some places you have to have a certain number of people before you get paid out.
Right.
You can have one person, as long as you hit your number of orders per month, you get a bonus. So it's key. I mean, if you can get somebody, make sure you hit your numbers, you get your bonus, and
you cruise qualify.
Yeah. And the minimum number of orders is pretty attainable. I forget the amount, but to get your bonus, it's no problem.
Yeah. Is it 175?
It's 175 or 150. I think it's 175 though.
It used to be 400. So.
Yeah, I mean, and when we first started doing it, it was like we did what? Because as Jen was our first person, and we're like, all right, we just have to order to get 175. It was what, like 34 pieces a week, and then once we started doing that, it's like ordering stuff was coming second nature. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. So one thing that Kara does, and I'm sure your wives probably do something similar, is that she has a tally sheet of what she has in terms of sizes for everything, and she keeps a note of every single sale that she has of what she sold in each size, and then you know exactly what you need to order to at least replenish those goods back into your inventory. So very good. Well, I appreciate everyone taking time out of their Wednesday evening to join us. I'm Ben Lyons. Feel free to reach out to me via Facebook. You can certainly shoot me a message if your husbands have any questions about the business or about anything related to Lulabro that we can help with. I'm sure Al and Andre are open to the same. So,
yeah, definitely.
So.
Yeah, best way probably is on Facebook. Find me on Facebook, Andre Kozachka.
All right, guys. Have a great evening.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys.